What is up, everybody? It is SPD for another edition of Collision Control Center. Thank you so much for joining us on a very interesting night last night. And I'm going to preface this show of Collision Control Center that, were technical difficulties in the show. So, unfortunately, I didn't watch the last two matches because I was shortchanged. So, what was up with that? And I know TK and the team must have putting a lot of pressure on the execs back at the TNT studios. But I was coming back from commercial break and I was like, what is going on? Texting Mindrunner, hey, what's up with your feed? So that little technical difficulty, unfortunately, lost us two huge matches. But we can go rewatch them thanks to technology and nowadays and everything like that. So Collision Control Center, even after the glitch, I'm going to showcase the standings right now. So your Collision Cowboy SPD had a pretty good night on that with some of his +3 teammate members with Brian, Keith, and Sammy Guevara getting a couple extra points there. But this is the standings as we are today following Collision. So we have 1 week to go. 1 week from today is the final points available for the draft season 4. So we're ending very soon. It's been a fun ride, that's for sure. But last night, Saturday night, is all right for fighting Beach Break Part 2 in Chicago. And yeah, Okada's face says it all. That's how I felt as soon as I was like, why is Black Adam put it on my TV? Why can't I watch two matches I'm looking forward to with the Hobbs match and the Sammy and Dustin tag match? So that's how we all felt. Big pouty lip on that one for us all. But we weren't pouting for this opening match with Anna Jay and Megan Bayne. I got to say, obviously Megan Bayne's been presented like an absolute superstar. She's not a stud. She's a queen. She is on another level of everything, the total package, the camera angles she gets, the intro she gets, the pyro she gets, the wins that she's racking up, and the dominant performances. However, I was shocked to see how much offense that Anna Jay delivered on Megasis herself. So Anna Jay really showcased a lot of heart in this match, and I think she was more of a standout to me personally than was Megan Bayne. Even though Megan Bayne, I'm loving what they're doing with her. I love, like I said, she's just going to keep rising to the top. So I know she didn't win the title, and that was okay. And I don't think it hurts her at all because she's continuing to get featured time and time and time again. But this TNA team is already quickly becoming one of the most entertaining stuff on AEW television. So without a doubt, I mean, because Harley Cameron's involved. So would you expect anything less? No. I mean, so very impressive stuff out of Anna Jay. I was really thrilled with that one. And there you go. That's why I talked about the pyro. And then the TNA team on there with the little maybe not safe for work moment that we got out of that one. But great stuff on that. Fletcher and AR Fox, talk about two professionals that are just like young talent. Well, AR has been around a while, but Fletcher, the young talent, but just fresh talent on AEW television that is continuing to grow every single week. And I love that AR Fox is continuing to showcase his just unique, one-of-a-kind skill set. I mean, the one move where he did like a grab the top rope, did a flip, then a stomp to Fletcher on the outside on the chest. I was like, dang, that was very innovative. Fletcher is quickly becoming the total package and superstar material. I mean, even his facials and the way he just like presents himself coming to the ring and in the ring and outside the ring in between, and has such a brutal offense, can sell so good. So there isn't many flaws in Fletcher's game today, and I am loving seeing him continue to rise to the top with everything he's doing with the Callis family. Now, what big picture do you have for him? If I had to say something, I would say I would like to see him win the TNT title from Adam Cole. I would like to see the Paragon feud with the Callis family sooner than later, so TNT title can go on Fletcher. That's how I'd book it. There it is on the left. Mine, a typical or my good buddy co-host put these slides together for it, and I did go through them, but I was speaking maybe a little too slowly to not switch these ones. But there you go. You talk about that. That's that stomp that AR Fox did on Fletcher on the outside there. Talk about a meat moments. Loved Archer and Brody going face to face, a lot of this meet moments, and unique trios with the Brody, Bandito, and Ishii. It's great to see Brody just continue to be inserted anywhere because the guy is awesome in the ring. And I mean, there's no major direction with him, but that's okay. He's like filling that void, and there's not many wrestlers that are like him. He's very unique and definitely a true one of one on the AEW roster. And it's really fun to watch him wrestle, and just his offense and his chops are just absolutely brutal. Like the three guys on the left are definitely some of the best choppers that we got versus the part of the Callis family and our guy Archer, man. I love the chemistry on this match, trios match. One of my favorite matches of the night for sure. And one of SPD guys, Bandito, picking up a point for him in the rankings. Like this is, what's going to happen from here. We do miss the outrunners. And so for them to be kind of thrown into here and still kind of like teasing things. So maybe we get like an outrunners versus Callis family pre-show buy-in at Double or Nothing, or it's going to be in typical TK fashion, like a family versus another family, like a free for all, because some of the family members don't have matches set for Double or Nothing. So you could see maybe a 5-man tag, 4-on-4, or whatever it may be, an all-star studded tag match featuring the outrunners, which I would be all here for. The Nature Boy gives the tribute to Steve Mongo McMichael, which this was the last thing I saw on AEW Collision. I was able to read some of the dirt sheets and some of the stuff while we are out there. But this was the last thing I saw before going to the movie. I'll touch, fitting thing. I hope, and I almost wish they did a tribute like this to Sabu as well, where I know Taz gave us to one at home, but it would be nice to have that as well, or do a 10 bell salute or something like that, just because the influential people that are, I know it's not been an AEW person like Brody Lee, but still they usually do a pretty great job with their tributes. And so it was great to see the Nate with this one. My top performer of the night, which was Speedball Mike Bailey. And before I talk about this match, I'll show our top performers of the night. So Speedball Mike Bailey for SPD, and believe it or not, that's Black Adam, the top performer for Mindrunner. Man, he must have. I mean, he took up 30 minutes of AEW television, so he must have had a killer moment to really stand out for a collision with the Black Adam. So Speedball Mike Bailey. We got, let me go back here. Excuse me. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Blake Christensen. Blake is another one of those. He reminds him, he's like the yin to the yang of like AR Fox. So you throw in AR Fox with all these other baby faces, and he's getting over, or excuse me, AR Fox is the babyface version of Blake Christensen, which Blake Christensen's the heel. And so you have them being the yin to the yang to talent like the Fletchers and the Speedball Mike Baileys and the Swerves and thing like that. So I think it's a great dance partner, and Blake and Air Fox are really showing how much they can go and hang with so many of the top or up and coming AEW stars. So this match was a great back and forth. And I mean, Speedball Mike Bailey's chest was just absolutely, raw meat because of those crazy chops. Very impressive stuff. So Speedball, his offense is I can't get over the fact that he is still wrestling with barefoot. It's just wild to me. And I'm loving the teasers that we got last week and so forth. But Okada versus Speedball, I am here for. Even though I don't think Okada is going to be losing the title anytime soon, I do think Speedball would be if they did keep those titles separate, Continental champion. But I mean, mine and I are in that as well. We're all for combining those, because International and Continental, other than the tournament aside, which we love the tournament, the titles are kind of very similar, little carryover meaning behind both of them. So is this going to be a triple threat? Is Roosh going to get involved? Are they he did get involved, but I'm just wondering like what's going to take the next step. Is Speedball, he's making, as he tweeted, a lot of enemies really early on in his AEW tenure so far. So I'm here for a tag match once Kevin Knight gets back with Speedball and Kev versus Roosh and Duelistico or whomever from LFI. But also I'm excited to see what's in store for the Okada and Speedball saga on that. My favorite match of the night was the Chicago Street Fight that I saw. So still TBD of the couple more matches. When SPD's got to go back and watch. But my favorite match tonight, Chicago Street Fight. The coming out to the Learning Tree music too, which I was kind of shocked when I heard that Jericho music. The Gates of Agony we're getting over as well. Talk about another great meat fest. Almost everyone meat fest in it. So love the way this was rolling out. Gates of Agony, Big Bill, the Meat guys, and just very, very violent. And the commentator team did a good job of keeping this thing all together. It kind of glued all together. But I love the way this one went. Lots of weapons, lots of tables going on. And I think this one, even losing, Gates of Agony looked stronger and came out stronger than before. And so this kind of closing the book on it, this little mini feud was a lot of fun to watch. But Gates of Agony looking stronger as they lost this one. But Big Bill and Brian Keith, man, I'm here for that tag team. And Big Bill is just, as we have spoken very highly of him time and time again, is just an absolute stud and continues to grow in the ring and has superstar top guy material written all over him. So a lot of great stuff on that match and Collision. If you're in the crowd for that, you got 4 hours of amazing AEW television with that one. But the next match that was scheduled was the tag match that was Sammy Guevara versus and Dustin Rhodes versus the Crew. But as we all know, that it all